Our conference theme this year is Brave New Worlds: Who Decides? Research, Risk, and Responsibility. We thought we wanted to have a broad topic that would connect a lot of different disciplines and parts of campus. We'd bring in scholars and scientists and artists to think about how these frontiers of scientific innovation and research relate to larger social contexts. As it turns out, we're coming up to the 50th anniversary of a really important meeting in the history of science policy. It was called the Asilomar meeting, and it was at the dawn of genetic engineering when nobody really knew what that technology meant or what might be involved. Lots of hopes, lots of potential fears. And the scientists who gathered at that meeting wanted to kind of think that through before they advanced with it. And so now that we're approaching this 50th anniversary, we realize that there's lots of ways that that meeting and those questions are perennial, even if the technologies are constantly changing and evolving. And these are questions not just in the shadow of the atomic bomb, as it was for those folks in 1975. These are questions in biology, questions in the world of computers and data, and questions about climate change and governance. And so we wanted to take those three kind of big picture questions and areas and explore who decides. What do these brave new worlds look like? And everybody is concerned with the future of their health, the future of their society, the future of the climate that they live in, the future of how their data is being used. And a conference that kind of weaves all those things together, not just with sages on a stage, as they sometimes get called, but with other forms of artistic intervention and creative practice are really an important part of it. And so for that reason, we have, for instance, somebody who was one of the journalists who attended this meeting in 1975 and covered it as if it were a rock concert for Rolling Stone magazine, of all places. He's coming back, and he's now written a book that refers to thinking about these changes we're going through right now in our society from the perspective of 2084. And so here he is 50 years after this event where he wrote that article about the futures of genetic engineering, and now he's reflecting on the great warming, the social transformations, the uses of AI, and all these things using fiction as the way that he thinks about it. So how can we connect speculative kind of scenarios of the future, modeling, road mapping that we do in our sort of policy and science worlds with the more inventive, creative speculations that come from the humanistic and creative realms, and kind of questioning and seeing and exploring that those realms may not be as separate as we initially thought is one of the aims of the conference, to get everyone, whatever their discipline, whatever their way of thinking, to realize that there may be connections across fields.